I had a super relaxing weekend. I took naps, I laid out in the sun, and did a lot of lesson planning. But I figured outfit of the day. I'm wearing this jean shirt, or like faux jean shirt from Target, and honestly it has like full range of motion, so perfect. And then I have this striped skirt with these tiny little buttons. One's clearly missing, I have a safety pin, but it's super comfy, super lightweight. And the kid thing. Okay guys, it is officially my planning period, so I'm back on here. Today has gone swimmingly, so I figured I would just show you guys like the lesson plan that I was doing for the day. So as you remember, I have environmental science as the majority of my classes. I have environmental science 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 7th period. So what we're doing today is mostly a catch-up day. I had them do their forest management notes. Whenever I give notes to my freshmen, I just do these up on the Elmo. Like I put these under my elbow and they copy it down with me. Our kids have a really hard time with like some of the vocabulary words that go into our subject. So I found that writing these notes has kind of helped those vocabulary words stick a little bit better. Once they got the vocab their notes written, we had a catch-up day. So we did all of the worksheets from last week, like anything they didn't have done, they were allowed to work on it. And for the students that were already done, or the students that started like, finishing those assignments as the class period went on, I put on Planet Earth 2. I honestly use my personal Netflix account if I ever want to show the guys stuff, because there's tons of like great kid material on Netflix. So I put on Planet Earth 2, and if I ever have them watching a video, I say, hey, just write down like 3 facts or 5 facts about the video. And that worked out perfectly. That's taken them through the whole day, and it's allowed most of them to catch up. Then I have biology. I teach biology 1st period and 5th period. So this class is the one that they take like a state test at the end of the year, and my like evaluation depends on it. So I want to make sure they really know the material. We're doing photosynthesis. So today I just kind of had them set the reaction again, and we talked about pigments and chlorophyll, and then we just introed light independent and light dependent reactions. That might be backwards for y'all, but I found a visual on the internet that had them just as boxes with like simple inputs, simple outputs. And I thought that was the best way I've seen it drawn or explained. Anyone who does photosynthesis or is a biology teacher for like 9th grade and up knows it gets complicated quickly. Then the worksheet that I gave them was just kind of re-going through all of their notes. And I'm really excited about that because most of them have been nailing it. And then I talked to you guys a little bit about this in the last vlog. The 2nd page was all like interpreting graphs. So I'm going to go through and actually grade the graph questions for correctness, because I am very curious like how they're doing exactly. But I just want to hop on here because hello everyone, the day is over, which is so exciting. The lessons both went over really well. So like I said, environmental science, they weren't really learning anything. They were just doing a lot of like, they were catching up, and so that was perfect. And putting on that Planet Earth 2 was a huge time saver. Then what do we do? Biology. Oh yeah, the light independent versus dependent worksheet. It went okay. I'm trying to come up with a more like hands-on way to go over light independent versus light dependent reactions. I know there's just like so many complicated things, and I feel like I've given them a lot of worksheets, so I'm trying to think of like one slightly more creative way to go over it. I did find an online game, so maybe I'll go with that. But other than that, it was all good. My 7th period students last Friday, they had what's called like a senior auction, so they didn't have to come to class. So we had to take both Friday's and today's notes and like try and catch up on all the work. So needless to say, it was like my freshman, the very last period of the day, trying to take like 40 minutes worth of notes. Well, it was really probably 25 minutes worth of notes, but it just took them so much like bring it down a level that it definitely took 30 minutes. So wish me luck. I'm currently like printing off all my worksheets for tomorrow, but that's kind of it. It's just been a good day. Cash, nothing really to report. But, oh, my plants. We will check on that. welcome to my planning period. It is the afternoon, so I figured I would just share with you guys the lesson plan of the day. Ugh. I don't know if you guys have Erin Condren planners, but like the little bookmark that she gave you to stick on the rings always snaps off for me and it drives me totally bonkers. But I have biology first and second, so with my bio kids, I started off with 3 questions. We're doing photosynthesis, so just some easy photosynthesis questions. We're trying to break it down into like the light dependent reaction versus light independent reaction. And then it even like takes it a step further and talks about like photosystems and all the details. Honestly, I'm not quite sure that's where my students are at, so I'm feeling it out. We're getting a little hard, a little easy, and just kind of mixing it up. Then we watched the Amoeba Sisters YouTube video. They have one that was like 4 or 5 years old, and it was really good, actually. And then I gave them a worksheet. Unfortunately, I had an IEP meeting halfway through my first period, so they had done like all the really complicated notes, and I knew we were taking like we were taking it a step way higher than they were used to or ready for. And honestly, I totally forgot about this IEP meeting, and like the lady came in to take over for me. I was like, sorry guys, here's your worksheet. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Now, that being said, they survived, and I ran to my kids later and they're like, oh yeah, we got it. So, whew, saved by the bell there. Then the next thing I did was environmental science. I put another 3 questions on the board. They totally nailed it. We're in our forest unit, and I'm just like super proud of them. Quick notes. Our notes were just about how like trees pull water up and then they let it out and it cools the environment, and that was really the whole idea of our notes. They did the online lab, so if you Google deforestation online lab, I think it's the link that has like SRE in it, something like that. It walks kids through deforestation, and I just made a little worksheet with questions for them to answer while they did it. Honestly, I don't think my kids took that much away from it, so I'm probably not going to do it again next year. But it was a nice like resource. I got to school yesterday, and I hadn't planned anything for them, and so I was like, this is going to work out great. I also made up a quick forest crossword puzzle. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. So I made a forest crossword puzzle for them in case they finished anything early. I love, like, if you Google crossword puzzle maker, there's tons of websites where you can like make crossword puzzles. Anytime we do a unit, I will honestly like go make one of these crossword puzzles, and then I tell the kids like, oh, it's some bonus points if you do it. So my students that are consistently finishing early and it's just like impossible to keep up with those like 3 to 10 kids, I just give them the crossword puzzle, and they always want to do it because the ones finishing first are always my overachievers. Yes, so that is my day so far. But I know I showed you guys my outfit earlier, but I wanted to show you my earrings again. They're from Target, and they're so cute. They're actually pretty lightweight too. They came in a set of 3. They're black and navy blue. And then I have, let's see if you can see it, this like faux denim loose peplum top. It's so comfortable. And then I'm wearing, cute look, I know, but I'm wearing my black Sloan pants from Banana Republic. They are like the Lululemon of work pants. They are so comfortable. They have a little bit of stretch to them. And I bought these puppies in college, like freshman year of college, and they still fit perfectly. But that's outfit of the day. I will see you guys after school. Bye, y'all. Okay, you guys, the day is over. The kids overall, for the most part, were pretty good. Like I said, the online worksheet or online lab that they did, it just like wasn't that engaging, wasn't that fun. So, boo. After school, I'm just gonna go ahead and get everything set up. My kids are gonna do that photosynthesis, ooh, y'all can't see that, escape room. And I'll give you guys like a tour of that on Thursday, because that's the day that they're gonna go ahead and do that. So I've been getting that set up, and then I'm going to work on something for my kids tomorrow. I'd found a deforestation like talking / online research activity, and I don't know. I mean, we'll probably do it, but I just feel kind of bad because today's was like boring and slow, and they like quietly worked on it, but I'm kind of like, oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. but I figured we could go ahead. I'm gonna go home and just enjoy some time with my boyfriend and exercise a little bit. I'm thinking yoga or a run. I don't know, we shall see. But I will see you guys tomorrow, and thank you so much for tagging along. Bye, y'all. Wish me luck. I forgot my coffee this morning, so I'm like, but I will see you guys after school. Oh yeah, after the day. I can't remember if I showed you. I got this sweater from Aerie. It's kind of cropped, so you have to wear actual dress pants. And it's like really chunky knitting. I kind of think they look like Christmas trees with like a star on top, but I don't know. Then I'm wearing my dark blue navy stretchy Sloan pants. They're the Sloan pants from Banana Republic. They are $100, but they are so worth it. And I'm just wearing leather boots, but I will now see you guys after school. Okay guys, it's the end of the day and I am in my truck and it's 3:30, which is the time we're allowed to leave. So I am leaving when we're allowed to leave for like the first time ever, besides of course on Fridays. Today my kids had testing for 2 hours and so my third period were the first students I had. I might have talked about this a little bit earlier, I can't remember, but they were off the chain. I mean, I can't really blame them because they just sat there and focused and written for a 2-hour-long test, and so we all need that time to relax. But third period was just, a bit much. Then fourth period, so third period got through about half of the content, and then I just kind of gave up. Like, no matter what I was doing, it wasn't bringing them back down. So I was like, okay, we're gonna watch a science show and we'll call it good and we'll finish this later. So that worked out. I had not had any content today, which was a blessing. It was more like sorry, I was turning the AC on in my vehicle. It was more like a last learning day and applying what you know type day, which of course is super important, but it's not like they missed out on any new material. So then fourth period came in and they just sometimes, fourth period is a pretty bright group, and one of them said to me, we're not doing anything, right? Because first and second period didn't have to do anything. No, you are definitely still doing things. Goodness. But that was that. So they did their work. Fifth period came in, they did their work. I just got them all caught up. Tomorrow is their escape room, which I'm so excited for, which should be so much fun for them. I have the rooms sectioned off into like different areas they have to escape from. My fifth period can sometimes be a little bit wild, so they might just get the at the desk version, but I will definitely show you guys tomorrow. I'm super excited, and honestly, I'm pooped after today. Like, I just want to go home and eat some popcorn in my bed and put on my pajamas. So your girl might go do that. Realistically, I'll probably get home, walk the dog, and then do that. But it was a wonderful Wednesday, but it's going to be even more wonderful going home. Just one of those days. Okay, I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all. Thursday, and this morning, I don't know if you guys ever get this, but like I woke up in a bad mood. I don't even know if I woke up in it, but like every little thing went wrong. Like I didn't have enough bobby pins, I didn't have enough hair ties, my morning smoothie wasn't made, there wasn't enough water in my like Brita filter. It was just like one of those days where it's like, oh my gosh. And like I became like irrationally angry. I think it's but I wanted to share a piece of advice that my mentor teacher gave me yesterday. So yesterday, like I told you guys, was the state testing, and the kids just came in like hooting and hollering after that, and like we're just kind of wild. And it was like not fun wild, so it kind of put me into a bad mood. And she told me, she's like, sometimes in this job, like you have to be your own cheerleader, and sometimes that means literally just willing yourself into a good mood. So I willed myself into a good mood. It actually worked. I was in a much better mood excuse me. I was in a much better mood 5th and 7th period than I was 3rd and 4th. So this morning, I am willing myself into a good mood. But I just wanted to show you guys my outfit of the day. I have on my silver hoops. I got them from Amazon. I have this scarf from the Gap. It's pretty old, to be honest. And then this denim jacket from the Gap. I think the Gap's going out of business, so they like sale a bunch of stuff. And then I did like this like braided updo. Literally all that it is like you divide your hair in half and do a French braid, and then just like tuck the braids in and pin it. So hopefully it stays. I only have like 6 bobby pins, but it's pretty cute. I like it a lot better than my messy bun. And then I'm just wearing like a dark blue maxi. It's pretty comfy, except for my white shoes. I own a pair of like cheap white tennis shoes, or like cloth Converse like shoes, and they are just so dirty. I accidentally wore them to a dog park, and like I have not cleaned them yet since. So I did not wear my white Converse like shoes. I wore my Jesus sandals, and it's freezing here in Florida. You can see my cactus, like even his little leaves are wilting because it's so cold. But I will see you guys later. I am willing myself into a good mood, and I will see you in my planning period. Bye, y'all. Happy planning period, everyone. I feel so much better. I don't know if you guys have ever had this, but like this morning I just woke up angry, like so incredibly angry. I don't know why. It was just like little things. I wanted to do this updo my hair, and I didn't have like the right hair ties or the right bobby pins, and I didn't have enough time for my coffee. So I drove to school like literally angry. My commute's about 30 minutes, and I think I drove in silence, like literally just like in my feelings. But that's okay. I got to school, and first period is my biology students, and I had set up the photosynthesis escape room. Now, I know escape rooms, what they're supposed to do is they're supposed to like solve a portion of it, then they get the next portion, they get the next portion, so on and so on. To do that, how like other teachers had been doing it, every like group or setup, let me rephrase this. Oh, how cute is that monkey? Okay, so when you do an escape room, how other teachers have done it is either they've done it digitally, which is just not my jam. Digital is just not my jam. I'm very like technologically savvy-ish, and I'm all about Kahoots and Quizlet Lives and stuff like that. But for like learning, I will always choose like hands-on first. So I didn't want to do digital, and also all of our students have Chromebooks, like personal Chromebooks, and I would say half my students bring it every day, so it's just not reliable. And if they know we're doing something on the Chromebook, they're definitely not going to bring it. But that's okay. So what I did is each corner of my room, I set up a level. There was 5 levels, so one level I think was like incorporated with my smartboard screen. But and I kind of hid them, so like maybe one would be like taped to the trash can, one would be like taped under my door, just like, you know, all these kind of unique places. And the kids, I like changed their desks. I'll see if I can insert a video. All my videos have like kids' faces in them, and if I tried to take a picture without the kids in them, it just would have looked like nothing, to be honest. But I had moved all the tables to like enclose the different corners. So I would assign, or let me tell you how I want to explain this. I had the kids get into groups of 2 or 3 students. I gave them a clipboard with an answer sheet. So what they did is I assigned like 2 groups per area. So they would go into their area, and I would use a rope to close it, and they would have to answer 4 questions. The 4 questions were converted to like a numerical code, and so that's like their combination. And once they get it right, they were allowed to leave the room and go to a new room. I would tell them like which room they were leaving to which room they could go to. So this way I kind of controlled like how many groups were in each area. So it was always about 2 groups in an area at a time, and if not, I had baggies made up of like the sets of questions, like mini, just in case there was like 3 groups that were going to an area. I could say, hey, sit down, and here's like the mini questions. Or for students who are like, I'm having a really bad day, like I just don't feel like interacting with everyone, they could do that too. And it went amazing. I would say it took my students about 35 minutes, which is perfectly fine with me. There was a few like cheater answer shares, but at the same time, like all my other students were learning besides like those 5. So it's like, you win some, you lose some. There's always going to be some cheaters. So that's totally fine with me. But it was just amazing. And if you guys don't follow, or like, I don't think I've really talked about this that much on my YouTube channel, but my 5th period is always kind of my more like active kids. They come to me right after lunch. So, you never know the moods. You never know the fun activities for them. And so this day I kept them out all in the hallways. Like as they came, my door was closed and I was out there with them. And I was like, we're going to have a talk. And so I talked to all of them. I was like, this is a fun day. If you cannot handle the fun day, you're just going to copy word for word from the textbook. And then I have like 4 or 5 students that are extra, they just have extra energy, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. They just do. So I went and talked to them and just kind of made them aware of my expectations. And they came in and just rocked it. Just rocked it. I'm so proud. My environmental science kids, they're just doing like a walk around review and then a Kahoot. I feel really bad. They're all like, we played Kahoot in every single class today. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm definitely going to do the escape room with environmental science next. I wanted to try it with bio students first, number 1, because they're my 10th graders, and number 2, because I only have biology for 2 periods, and I have environmental science for 4. So I was like, if this is going to go bad, I would much rather only have it go bad for 2 periods and post all 4. But I just wanted to share that experience with you guys because you have to try it. It was amazing. I bought my photosynthesis escape room on Teachers Pay Teachers. I will link the thing if I can find it. It was 10 out of 10. It was like perfect for high school level. I think some middle schoolers did it. So take it, use it. It's phenomenal. And that's kind of it. I will see you guys after school's over. Bye. The day is officially over. Yay. Planning was good. I honestly did not do a whole lot. I did more like organizing and cleaning. I keep coming up with like these creative, every once in a while I come up with these like cool creative activity ideas and, I print them out, I laminate them, I make them look nice. So I've been trying to find an economical way to store them. I want them in like plastic nice bins so I can like pull out the bin and the activity is perfect, ready to go. So I got one of those big like file holders or like milk crates, and I just put the hanging folders in there, and then I'll just put the laminated sheets in, and I think that is going to work. And I'm hoping to get a milk crate for environmental science and then a milk crate for biology, and then I'm thinking that'll be perfect. And then I'm going to spend my planning or my end of day 30 minutes doing, I need to plan something to do with my environmental science kids for after they take their quiz. So both biology and environmental science are taking quizzes tomorrow, and I need to pick something to do for after. I always debate this because I'm never sure, should we start new notes of a new subject? But the only problem is my 7th period is going to a pep rally. So they'll literally just be here for the quiz, and then that's it. All's going well. I will see you guys tomorrow for Friday. Friday, and I'm so excited because we have a 3-day weekend this weekend. It's MLK Day on Monday, so we have the day off, and I'm stoked. We are wearing our spirit wear. I'm just wearing my like t-shirt, plain jeans, and then your girl got some her Vans on. They're actually super comfy, and I think it's really funny because when I was in middle school, I was all about my Vans. And I took a little Converse breather, and I've just been rocking the Vans again lately, and they're so comfy, so durable, and I'm just all about it, to be honest. My kids, and it's funny because like this year for Christmas, a lot of my students got Vans, and I'm like, this must be like a 90s trend. Like this trend must be coming back, because I ran into the Vans store to get more shoelaces, which I know sounds silly, but their shoelaces are pretty cheap. Ooh, ooh. Glad I didn't curl the bottom of that piece. But I ran in there to get some shoelaces, and the store was packed. I'm like, what is this? So maybe Vans are coming back, but that's what I'm kind of worried because some kids had asked me to be a part of a student versus faculty basketball game, and today is a pep rally. So I'm a little concerned that that was today, because honestly they like came in and asked me when I had kids, and I was like, yeah, sure. So we'll see. I've also heard that our student government puts on like a student versus faculty basketball game, but it's like an after school event and not part of a pep rally. So I really don't know what it is. You guys will know by the end of the day. Okay, I will see you guys after my planning. Bye. Okay, guys, the day is over. It was definitely a basketball game, and they were asked the teachers, like, do you guys want to do half court or full court for the basketball game? I said half. The rest of them said full, which was crazy. So needless to say, all the teachers were like dying out of breath, and I definitely got hit in the face. Not by my kids. The teachers was trying to pass it to me, just like blop right in the face. But I'll tell you what, basketball's not my sport. I'm gonna be real. That was bad. But my kids are so sweet. They're like, Miss Healy, you did so good. I'm like, okay, yep. But I am getting ready to leave. It's 4:30, which is definitely later than I would stay on a Friday, but I don't know. Today's like kind of one of those so-so days that I wanted to end it on a positive note, and I'm just feeling it. So I crafted up my photosynthesis for cellular respiration paper. Sorry, I'm looking at it in the viewfinder. I need to put something right in the middle, but we just finished photosynthesis, and so we're getting ready to move on to cellular respiration. So I thought we'd do like just one big chart, and then I'll get that laminated. But I'm actually getting ready to go watch the boys basketball game for a little bit because it starts at 4:30. So I just want to show my face. Honestly, I find the kids, they just love it when you go watch their stuff. And that was the one thing the one thing I had not thought of before I became a teacher, but they really do like it when you go see them. So it's like 4:45. So I need to go run over there super quick, but my classroom's all packed up and I'm ready to go. But I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. It's a 3-day weekend for us, so we'll be back on Tuesday. Okay, bye you guys.